Good morning, I'm Cadet Downing, 1st Squad Leader, 2nd Platoon, Bravo Company, and I'll be giving a mission briefing on our upcoming squad ambush. Situation, we have a mounted North Torbian squad moving north along Route 345, which is this road here. Their job is to implant a DZ9300 or radio jamming device somewhere within this kill zone, which is by the Twin Tunnels complex, in order to disrupt our radio communications throughout our area of operations. To prevent this from happening, our mission is to conduct a squad-sized ambush on the kill zone located here against this North Torbian mounted squad in order to destroy the DZ9300, their CSK, and everyone else in that squad to prevent them from doing that radio jamming, hence our operations name, Operation Anti-Jammer. So, to begin, we will be moving south from our patrol base located in the north. We will reach the ORP, which is located just below the line of sight of Hilltop 249 to ensure we stay hidden from any possible enemy observers. From there, we will move about 200 meters to the south to the release point, and at the release point is where we will begin to split into our elements. Security elements is going to have front security, which will consist of the Bravo team leader and the Bravo team rifleman. Rear security, consisting of the Bravo team automatic rifleman and the Alpha team rifleman. Our assault element, which will consist of both grenadiers, the Alpha team leader, and the Alpha team saw. And then finally, our support by fire element, which will consist of the attached 240 team and myself, the squad leader. Once we have all broken out from the release point and gotten into our positions, we will begin to establish sectors of fire, verify our cover and concealment at each location, and most importantly, the Alpha team leader will move out to just out of the line of sight of the road to place the 3 claymore mines that we were given. This will come very much in handy later on once we actually conduct the ambush. Once everybody's set in place, we will begin pace plans. Radio is our primary form of communication, but for some reason that's not working. A runner will be our alternate form of communication. Signals, hand signals or visual signals that don't cause any audible sound will be our contingency, and then emergency will just be verbal communication or yelling. Once we are all set up, Bravo team leader is going to have the line of sight down Route 345 to see that North Torbian mounted squad approaching. Once he positively IDs the squad, he's going to alert the assault elements via either radio or sending his riflemen over to tell them, and then the support by fire that the enemy is approaching. Once the enemy reaches target reference point 001, which is located at the intersection of the roads, that will be the green light for our grenadier to engage with the AT-4. Ideally, we want the AT-4 to engage the enemy when they are right directly in front of the claymores, but if that's not possible, then he can engage at his discretion anywhere from target reference point 1 until target reference point 02, which is where the tree line basically is touching the road and it prevents the assault element from seeing anything to the right of it from their point of view. For engagement, primary is our AT-4, our grenadier, located to the furthest to the right from our point of view. Alternate is the back of AT-4, the other grenadier. The contingency plan, if both AT-4s are unable to fire for some reason, the Alpha team leader will activate the claymores when the CSK is passing them. If for some reason all 3 of those are failing, the M240 Bravo will engage the enemy once they pass target reference point 2, once they round the corner where they become in clear sight of the 240 team. And they'll know that since assault element has not engaged, it is their turn to engage. Once the AT-4 has engaged, ideally in front of the claymores, the Alpha team leader will then blow the claymores after the CSK-141 has been destroyed by the AT-4 round, and that will hopefully kill everybody else in the vicinity, but that most likely will not happen. So once the claymores are detonated, the 240 will engage that area with a 20-second cyclic burst. At the same time, the assault teams are going to be shooting in for about the same time period, 20 seconds. Once that happens, lift fire will occur, and then the Alpha team leader will discern whether or not it is safe enough to assault through the objective. Basically, are there any enemies alive and well and able to fire back still in there? If there are not, Alpha team leader will begin to bound his troops through. The M240 will then cease fire for the remainder of the assaulting portion. If the Alpha team leader discerns that it's not safe enough to assault through, he himself will tell his assault element to engage. If they engage, they'll be the 240 SKU to engage with another 10-second cyclic burst. This will continue until his Alpha team leader begins his assault. He'll notify me over radio is the primary plan, but if radios aren't working, then just they'll bound through, and the 240 will not engage until they have clear confirmation that the assault element is not bound, which will be, again, the assault element shooting from behind. Or as soon as they audibly hear, like left side bound, right side bound, that's when the 240 will know to cease fire for the remaining of the assaulting portion. Once the assault team assaults the objective, alternate buddy team bounding, they'll clear weapons from the bodies as they go through, and once they reach the LOA, Alpha team leader will let me know via radio, or he will signal for a lace report. They'll begin lace reports here. I'll get a lace report from the 240 team, and then security teams will send lace reports if anything has changed, which, if everything goes according to the plan, nothing really should happen. Once the lace report's been conducted, Alpha team leader will designate EPW and 8 letter teams to go through and clear and search the remainder of the bodies, and also to gather all the debris or anything that's still of value into a pile. Once that's done, the assault team is going to bound back to their original position, and the second grenadier will launch his AT-4 into that pile of valuable items that we created to destroy it all. Once that is done, that is our signal for white with the support by fire to move out. Once the assault and the support by fire will move to meet the assault element at the release point. Once we reach the release point, we will notify the security teams via radio that it is time for them to move, so they will go and meet us at the ORP as the assault and support by fire teams move to the ORP. Both security teams are simultaneously moving from their positions to the ORP. If comms are down, they will know to move to the ORP 5 minutes after the second AT-4 has been fired to destroy remaining valuable items. So once those 5 minutes have elapsed, they haven't heard anything, that's their green light to move to the ORP and get out of there. Once we all reach the ORP, again, lace reports, ups on everybody, making sure weapons are functionable. Once we're ready to go, we'll move back to our area of operations and get ready for the next mission. This concludes my brief. Are there any questions? Okay, thank you for your time.